Hi guys! So if you're interested in making the most out of your Amazon ad campaigns, then this video will be for you. Cleo and I have been publishing on Amazon KDP for many years, and we have been running Amazon ads since the beginning. So we have a lot of experience, and I want to share you all of my recommendations of things that are working for us, so you can also get the most out of your own Amazon ad campaigns. So here, just to give you an example, this is one of our screenshots from one of our accounts. Here we can see this is in the USA, and we have had 6 million impressions, 30,000 clicks, almost 10,000 orders, and an ACoS of 24%. So if you're doing Amazon KDP, you know that this ACoS is really good, and this is a profitable account. And you can see the ACoS is the green line here. So it's been very stable since the beginning. So 2020 to 2024. We actually started sooner with our other account. And then here we can see Canada, just one more example. We've had 6 million impressions, 14,000 clicks, 3,000 orders, and an ACoS of 17%. So it's very profitable. So this is just to show you that it's possible to do Amazon ads correctly and make them profitable and to scale them. And Amazon ads has been a huge part of our own success. As you might already know, Cleo and I have sold over 200,000 books on Amazon KDP, and part of our success is really having done a lot of Amazon ads and having learned how to do them correctly. So it is just a really big recommendation for you to take full advantage of the Amazon ads to really boost your career with your Amazon KDP journey. All right, so let's go over some of the benefits for running Amazon ads. So the first benefit is it is really great for launching a book. Obviously, when you launch a product or a book on Amazon, you want to get as many sales right from the beginning as possible. And one of the easiest ways to do that is through Amazon ads, because we have millions of shoppers on Amazon. So all we need to do is show them that we have a book or product that they can buy. And the easiest way to do that is with Amazon ads. Obviously, the faster you get your first sales, the better, because once you get your first sales, you can start getting organic reviews from the first people receiving your books or your products. So the faster you get sales, the faster you get reviews, and the more you get reviews, the easier it will be for you to have profitable Amazon ads and to have a better click-through rate and to have a higher conversion rate. And obviously, by establishing good sales velocity, by establishing good reviews, by establishing good sales history, you can also potentially improve your organic rankings by doing Amazon ads. We have seen this many times. So if you do it right, you'll just have that much better chances of actually ranking on Amazon. What kind of books should you start with? So my first recommendation would be starting with your best-selling books on Amazon. And those would be the books that are selling organically and that have good reviews. All of those books I would recommend running Amazon ads on so you can boost the sales even more. Your best-selling organic books can also possibly be your best performing products for Amazon ads, because if they're performing well, there will be a reason. And if they do well organically, they have a good chance of doing well with Amazon ads. So take your best products that have the best reviews and are selling organically, and I think you can see some really good results with that. And then the second priority would be new books that you publish or new products. So if you're about to launch a new book or a new product, I would recommend starting Amazon ads right from the beginning so you can really boost your launch with Amazon ads. All right, so what are the main Amazon ad campaigns for a printed book? So let's just take a look at this. So you can think of Amazon ads kind of like a funnel. And then there's two types of ads that we're going to talk about here. So one is keyword targeting, and then the other one is product targeting. So keyword targeting is keywords that people are searching for on Amazon to find a product. So for example, children's storybook, that would be a keyword. And then product targeting is, for example, the top selling children's book on Amazon. If you're targeting that product, your ad would show up on that product's actual sales page. So in the way this funnel works is you have broad, phrase, and exact match. Broad will give you the biggest exposure and will find the most keywords, so that is why it's at the top of the funnel. And then your best performing keywords from the broad campaign that you find will then go into phrases to find slight variations of those keywords. And then your best performing keywords will be exact keywords. So those you want to target exactly in exact match campaigns. And then for product targeting, we have category campaigns. So a category campaign is a campaign where you can target every product or every book inside of the entire category. So if you want to target, for example, activity books for kids category, then you'd have the opportunity and chance to place your ad in every single listing page for all of those products that are inside of that category. And you can target as many categories as you want. Obviously, when targeting categories, you want to start with the most relevant categories to your book or your product, and then you can always get more broad from there. And then once you find your best converting products within your category campaign, then you would take those ASINs and start a product campaign. So that is the end of that funnel. And then we have the Amazon automatic campaigns. So those are really amazing to start with. Those can be great as your first campaign. And the reason it is so good is because one, it is really easy to set up. It's really good for beginners, and it is also really easy to manage. And the other thing that is great about the automatic campaigns is that Amazon can target for you both keywords and products. So inside the auto campaign, you can target everything basically. And then you can take your winning keywords and winning products and then put those in your exact campaigns and product campaigns. So this is how I view the Amazon ads funnel. All right, so let's talk about broad match, phrase match, and exact match. All right, so let's go over this example here. This is a classic novel, and this is just data you can also find from Amazon. And broad match, the example here is, for example, the keyword classic novels may match queries such as variations of classic books or classic horror novels or a related term 19th century literature. So we can see broad match, it can be very broad, it can use different words, it doesn't have to be exact. So this just, once again, it gives you the biggest exposure and the biggest opportunity to find lots of related keywords. And then phrase match is a bit more specific. So it says here, for example, the keyword classic novels may match queries such as 19th century classic novels or classic novels by women. So you can see here the original keyword was classic novel, and then here we have classic novel within it, and just 19th century added in front of it. And then here we have classic novels at the beginning and then by women. So phrase match will take your exact keywords and then find phrases that are connected with it. And then lastly, we have exact match, and it says here, for example, the keyword classic novel may match queries such as classic novels. So exact match, phrase match, and broad match, it can also handle singular and plural versions of the original keywords, but it has to be exact, otherwise there'll be no variations. All right, so you might be asking, when do you use which type of campaign? So here for exact match, this I would recommend you use when you know exactly what search terms buyers are looking for, or you know the exact keywords that you want to target. So this is a very specific campaign. So you would take your best keywords and your most relevant keywords into those kind of campaigns and targets. And then next we have the phrase match. This is great for high converting keywords to find slight variations in phrases with them. So for example, if you have activity books, then maybe it'd be activity books for kids or activity books for teens or activity book for boys or just something like that. Those would be different phrases. And then broad match is great for researching and finding the best keywords and new keywords to target. The best converting ones would then go into exact and phrase matches. So this is where you can really scale your campaigns by using this broad match as a discovery campaign to find as many keywords as possible. And as soon as you find a profitable keyword, you put them in exact and phrase match to really get specific and laser focused on those keywords and target them even more. All right, so what is the recommended daily ads budget? So how much you want to spend on Amazon ads also depends on your budget and how much you can actually afford to spend on Amazon ads. But if you can afford $10 per campaign, that would be a good starting point. I would not recommend going less than $5 per day per campaign, but that is just what has worked for us. And let's just go over one example. So if you have a daily overall budget for all ads of $20 per day, then I would recommend starting with 2 campaigns each with a $10 daily budget, and then maximum 4 campaigns with a $5 daily budget each. The reason you want to have around $10 is so the ads can run long enough every single day without running out of budget. So a good campaign should be able to get through $10 for every single day without pausing. All right, so now I want to share some pro tips with you of things that have worked really well for us. And these could be stable points for you to take note of and really help you improve your campaigns. So if you're a beginner and you have a low budget for Amazon ads, my recommendation would be starting with an auto campaign. Auto campaigns are really easy to set up and they're really easy to optimize. Amazon does most of the work for you inside of that campaign. So it's a really, really great one. And then besides the auto campaign, if you can afford it, start an auto campaign and a broad match campaign for the same book. If you can start with those, that would be a really good thing. And I would recommend starting with 30 keywords inside of your broad match campaign. So you have enough keyword variations that Amazon can really take full advantage of running ads for your book or your product. So the next step here is if you're getting bad results, lower your bids on your keywords or your ASINs. So there's no need to running ads unprofitably. The whole point of an Amazon ads is for you to have profitable or at least break-even campaigns. So don't waste your money on unprofitable ones. Rather, you take that money that you have and put them in more profitable campaigns and let those run even longer every single day. So the next tip, take your most profitable keywords and run them in a phrase and exact match campaign. So those keywords you would find inside inside of your automatic campaign and inside your broad match campaign, and see which keywords are converting the most and make sure to target those and phrase an exact match. Because if those keywords are profitable, you want to run them as much as possible, because if it's making you money, there's no reason you should be not running them as much as you can. All right, so next tip here is if you're not getting enough clicks, leave it running or increase your cost per click bids. So sometimes a campaign can take a little time to get traction, so that's totally normal. But the other reason that I've seen can also be that your cost per click bids are too low. If your bids are too low, you will hardly get any impressions and hardly any clicks. So all you need to do to fix that is just have a higher bid. All right, so my next tip here is about your bids for each of the different campaigns for the keywords. So I would recommend bidding the highest for exact matches, then bidding a little bit lower for your phrase matches, and then bidding the lowest on your broad matches. That is just what has worked best for us, and I would encourage you to try that. All right, so if you have a campaign that is not profitable, I would recommend you to pause it. There's no need to be wasting money on an unprofitable campaign. So if you just cannot get a profitable, pause the campaign and then take a look at your product or your book and see what you can be doing to improve it to increase your conversion rates. Maybe you can make a better book cover, maybe you can have a better price point, maybe your description can be improved, maybe you need to add A+ content, maybe you need to work on getting more reviews. There's different things you can do. And if you have an ebook, for example, you can change the title with your ebook, but if it's a printed book, you can't do that. Once the title is live, the title cannot be changed. And once you've improved it, then try running Amazon ads once more, and you might just find that it becomes profitable. All right, so if inside of your campaign some targets are doing really bad, pause those targets. Don't pause the entire campaign, but do pause the targets, the keywords or the ASINs, and to give the budget rather to the most profitable ones, okay? The whole point with Amazon ads is to do whatever is working and do more of what is working, and whatever is not working, do less of that. And your profitable campaigns, always work on expanding them, on scaling them, and you'll just see the magic happen with that. All right, so next tip here is if you have low impressions, add more keywords, add ASINs to your campaign and increase your bids. So that is all that is really needed to increase your impressions. And then the last pro tip here before we continue is that if you have keywords that have a lot of clicks and have a lot of spend, so the cost per click is really expensive but have no sales, those you want to definitely pause as well. All right, so now I want to go over some scaling tips. So if you have a profitable campaign, here are the things I would recommend you do to scale it as high as you can. So the first one is, if you're publishing through Amazon KDP and your book is in English language, you can sell it not only in the USA, but also Canada, UK, and Australia, and then run ads in each of these countries. Some of these other countries can be less competitive than the USA. So this is really a pro tip. This has worked wonders for Cleo and I, and we continue doing this all the time. So if you have a book that does well in the UK, for example, also run ads in Canada, run ads in the USA, run ads in Australia, and vice versa. This can really boost not only your overall sales, but once you start running ads in the other countries that speak your language, you can also then really get traction with organic rankings and organic sales just by running really good ad campaigns in those countries. So the next tip I have is translate your book and publish it in other countries and languages. Notebooks, coloring books, activity books can be quite simple and easy to translate, but all books could be worth it. Something to consider for the future, then you can also run Amazon ads in other countries for those languages. So Cleo and I have, for example, translated one of our children's books. We have translated some of our cookbooks. We have translated our puzzle books and activity books. And for some of them, other countries have done even better than the first original country. So if you have a book that's already doing well, I think it's definitely worth your time translating it, publishing in other countries, running ads on it when you launch it, and you might just see good results for that as well. My next scaling tip is to make sure to create an author page through Author Central and add your books to it for your best pen names so shoppers can find all your books in one place and help you get more potential orders. So this is important because if you have, for example, one really high selling book and you have other books but are not linked together, the shoppers won't find all your other books. So if you have a children's book series, for example, you want to have them all linked to your author profile. Or if you have a coloring book series, you want to have them all linked in your author profile. So people can not only find your one book, but they can also find all your other books. Because if they like one product, they're very likely to want to buy other products from you too. All right, so now let's get into how to create and start the Amazon ad campaigns. So we're going to cover the auto campaigns, keyword campaigns, and product campaigns. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. All right, so to get started, just go to advertising.amazon.com, or if you're in UK, then advertising.amazon.co.uk, just whatever country you're in. And then to create your first campaign, all you need to do is click on the Create Campaign button right here, and then it's going to take you to the screen right here. So here we can see sponsored products and sponsored brands. Right here, I'm going to show you all the different sponsored product campaigns you can create. So this will be the auto campaign, a keyword campaign, and a product campaign. So then we click on Continue, and then next we're going to see the ad format. So here you have the option to add custom text, or you can do standard. So for this example, we're just going to keep it standard, and this is what I would recommend you do if you're a beginner. It's just the easiest. You don't need to worry about the text, because if you do text that doesn't sound right, then it can hurt your conversions. The next we can do the ad group name, or you can leave it what Amazon puts here. All right, so when you scroll down, you get to this product section right here, and then all you need to do is type in your book title or your ASIN, and when you find the book, you click on the add button, and then it will add it to your campaign. And then next we have the targeting. So for this campaign, we're going to the automatic targeting. So we're going to just leave that selected how it is. And in here we have the automatic targeting bids. So here we have set default bids or set bids by targeting group. So for this example, I'm just going to leave it 75 cents. 75 cents is a good place to start, but if you're on a tight budget, you could try starting at maybe 50 cents or 55 cents. That is just up to you. And my recommendation is just leaving the bids the same for each of these different match types. And then all you need to do is continue scrolling down. And then here we have the campaign bidding strategy. So if you're a beginner or if you're tight on your budget, I would recommend starting with dynamic bids down only. And this will be your most cost-effective bidding strategy. And down only is also what happens to have worked best for us most of the time. So that is what we usually start with. If you do have a higher budget and if you want to really find the best keywords and targets the fastest, you can do up and down. And then Amazon can increase your bids and lower the bids as they think might be best for your campaign. But for now, I would recommend starting with down only. And then this we're going to leave at 0. And then here is just your campaign name. So you can put your campaign name as the title of your book and the type of campaign it is. And when you started it, maybe that is totally up to you. But I would at least put auto campaign and then the product title or the title of the book. And then here we have the starting date, ending date. I would leave it as no ending date because you can pause a campaign anytime you want to. And then for the daily budget, I would recommend doing $10, but definitely try not doing less than $5. Once you're done with that, then we click on the launch campaign button, and then your auto campaign will be ready to run. So it's as simple as that. So you can see it's really a few clicks and it takes less than a minute to set up. So you can apply this and start your own campaigns now with that. All right, so next I want to show you how to create keyword campaigns. So it's the same thing. We click on create campaign and the screen will be exactly the same. So then we scroll down, we see targeting, and this time instead of automatic targeting, we're going to click on manual targeting. And then now we're going to see a new box come up, and this is the manual targeting box right here. And this is where you can choose between a keyword targeting campaign and a product targeting campaign. So for keywords, you're going to select that, and when you scroll down, you're going to see different keyword options here. So Amazon can give you a suggested keywords in the bottom here, but sometimes they don't have suggestion just yet. So then you can go to enter list, and here is where you can put your keywords. My recommendation is starting with broad match first to find your best performing keywords, and then later starting a campaign for exact match and phrase match. So try adding at least 30 keywords. And then once you have that, you click on the add keywords button right here, and it will add them for that. And then for the bid here, you can do suggest a bid from Amazon. It will give you suggestions for every keyword. Or you can click on custom bids. I would just recommend starting with your custom bids. Maybe you can start at 75 cents, but you can also gauge to see where Amazon recommendation is. Maybe it's lower or maybe it's higher. I always prefer starting with an exact amount and then either increasing it or decreasing it as needed. So then scrolling down, we have the campaign bidding strategy again. Once again, if you're new or have a lower budget, my recommendation would be starting with down only. If you have a higher budget and you want to get data faster and you want to scale faster, you can start with up and down. But once again, I would recommend start with down only, get your campaign well established, get it running, get it profitable. And once it's profitable, then you can either keep it on down only, or you can try moving it up to up and down to start scaling it. And then moving down, we have the same thing again. We have the campaign name. So here, I would recommend you put your title of the book and the fact that it's a broad match keyword campaign, just to make it easy to identify. And then I would recommend having the same budget here, $10, and then click on launch campaign. So super simple. And then now, just once again, I'll just run you through a product targeting campaign. So we scroll back to the top. So you would just click on the create campaign button. You'd keep the standard ads. Scrolling down, you would be at the product section. You find your book or your product. You click to add to the campaign. All right, so now targeting would be next. So here we would be on manual targeting, but instead of here on the manual targeting side, instead of keywords, we're now going to target products. So there's a whole new section here now just for product targeting. And this is where you can see categories and individual products. So for categories, Amazon can suggest you categories, but if they don't have any suggestions just yet, you can always check again in a week or two from now and you might see them there. But you can also click on search, and here is all of the Amazon categories. So you can just find which ones are the most suitable for your book or your product, and then you click on add, and then you can select your bidding amount, click on add targets, and you'll see it here on the right side. It is now added as a category to be targeted. And it will also show you how many products you might target within that category. And you can also search here for something. So if you have an activity book, we can search for that, and then we can see what there is. So here we can see there's activity book categories. So if you have an activity book, you would add that. Obviously, if you have an activity book, you wouldn't be targeting arts and crafts. I was just showing you that as an example. And then here you can just see what other categories might be relevant to your book or to your product and add the most relevant ones. And then once you have done that, then we're once again in the campaign bidding strategy. And once again, same thing. I would recommend starting with down only. And then once your campaign is established and profitable, you either leave it there or you try up and down and to see if it does even better for you. And then scrolling down, so here on the campaign name, I would either put your book title and then category campaign, or your book title and product campaign, depending on which one you chose. And then you click on launch campaign. All right, so that's all the basics about Amazon ads. I hope you found this video useful. And if you have any questions or future requests of videos, let me know in the comments below, and then I'll see you soon. Bye.